Good afternoon, goeiemiddag, good afternoon, Molweni, everybody. Salam, shalom, namaste to all the people that are joining us, to our Muslim friends and brothers, South Africans, sisters. Continued strength from all of us for Ramadan. Thank you very much for joining me. It is 4 o'clock on our Friday appointment. To all the people on YouTube, to our TikTok, this is your favorite stylish politician. And if I'm not, then I don't actually care. I'll still love you. Haven't seen you on TikTok for some time. As you all know, we've been busy with elections. To all the people joining me on Facebook, hallo, goeiemiddag. Ons Vrydag afspraak, soos gewoonlik, our Friday appointment on a Friday afternoon, where I can update the week that was. Bietjie met julle praat, nie vir lank nie, dis Vrydag, but you need to know that we are currently right at the start of our on-the-ground election program as the UIM. Before I start our discussion just about the national update, I would like to, on my behalf, sincerely say thank you to every single person that stood with us in this week. Dit was nie maklik nie. Dit was maar soos gewoonlik politiek. 'n helse week vir ons. A hell of a week. But people stood with us. Ons is 'n bietjie moeg. We are a bit exhausted. We might be tired. But we've got a country to change. We have to get up as South Africans and make a decision, not in specific who you want to follow, not in specific who you want to be your leader, because leaders are not elected by themselves. Leaders are elected by the people. And if you are a leader in this country, then I can tell you it's time that we get up. It's time that we rise, and it's time that we do something. So for everyone that's been with me for this week, and maybe all the time, like net sê baie dankie, thank you very much, shukran and siyabulela. South Africa, this has been a week for us after last week's massive attempt to get 14,000 signatures. A person has to look back at last week and just say that we are absolutely grateful, thankful, humble that you could get up and do what people would see as the impossible. And that is to get 14,000 physical signatures so that the UIM can go to election, which we are now going to go. As I've told you in this week, the update is that we have successfully registered the United Independent Movement to contest the national election in this country on the 29th of May. Not only did we get the signatures required, but we paid our monies, and we also got all our documents and lists that we were supposed to do. This is because of you, not because of us. But to my staff, to every single person, and I will not mention names because we will forget one or two and that won't be right. Maar elkeen van julle weet wie julle is. So this week has been a week of looking back at our process, making sure that we are ready. Next week, we will be in Johannesburg. I will be joining Devon. I will be joining our vice president, and we will be doing some functions up there next week. And then in the first week of April, we start with our national blitz tours across the country. Nou, volgende week, dis ek in Johannesburg. Ons sal die mense ontmoet. We will meet our people there. And then in the first week of April, for those following 60 days until the very last day before the election, myself and our team will be going on blitz national tours so that we can cover the whole country. I look forward to next week listening to those who would like to host us, looking out for the places that we will be, and making sure that the people at this current moment can meet us wherever we are. Ons vra u dus om uit te kyk na die plekke waartoe ons gaan, if we are in Hermanus, if we are in Gansbaai, want wie maak vir Gansbaai lekker? We'll be going to Jeffries, we'll be going to Plet, we'll be going to George, Oudtshoorn, Knysna in our first level of our first tour when we go to April. I hope there will be enough of you that will want to meet us. We will give you the venue, we will tell you where we are, maar daar's niks beter as 'n vergadering onder 'n boom. 'n Vergadering in 'n saal in 'n koffiewinkel, sommer in die straat om hallo te sê vir ons nie. We really look forward to it. We will make sure that we have covered the national country on the districts that we are, and that wherever we are needed, if we can get to you, we'll get to you. Ons sal seker maak dat ons daar is. Ons sal ook probeer om vir ons mense soos Devin en die res van die groep wat nog steeds ook in April weer terug moet wees in Groblersdal, dat ons hulle ondersteun en dat ons seker maak dat ons leiers en ons mense nog steeds staan vir geregtigheid. I want to address a matter that's important. You will see the UIM logo and the UIM party brand on the national and regional ballots across the country. So yes, no matter where you are, you will have a choice to send people of the UIM to the National Assembly and to Parliament, where we will contest within the next couple of days. Today is day 76. That's right, 76 days left until the 29th of May, which is election day. We see a lot of people still talking about smaller parties. Where do we play a role? Well, we play a very, very, very strong role. We are in local government, we are in 3 metros, and we expect that voice that we've created to become more. The UIM truly is a party for South Africa. It does not look at race, it does not look at color, it does not look at culture, it does not look at religion. It makes sure that everybody has a place at the table. If you're really a South African and you love our country and you don't want to be associated with specifics, where racial-based politics is again staring us in our face every day. If you agree with me that we currently are tired of racism from no matter what side it comes, then join us. If you agree that we want to go on as a united country, then join us. We will make mistakes. We will be human. But better than that, we will fix it. We will be better. Because a better thing than a bad idea is a good idea. And that's what this country needs. Hierdie land het nodig om voort te gaan. Hierdie land moet kyk na ons as mense, nie na die politiek nie. I didn't join politics to be a politician. I joined politics to make a difference and then leave. This is the future. We're already building on our future. Leaders that come from the youth must climb. Mense wat nou moet staan, sal staan. And that's why we chose a great man who has shown great leadership and who wants to become a national leader, like Devin Hofmeyer. I will stand with him because he is a person that in himself also now is in change. Our Vice President, Fatima, who is one of the best leaders that I have been able to honor to share a platform with. And that is important, the depth of our organization. I hope that we can grow this so that we can do this for our children and their children to come. Dit is belangrik, Suid-Afrika, dat ons mense het wat opstaan. May I also give a very special word today to our women. Yes, ons vrouens. You know, us men, we are the people that gather and hunt. But at the end of the day, you come back to the strong part of any family and any community and any country, and that is our women. To our moms, to our daughters, to our grandmothers and great-grandmothers, may I extend the UIM's absolute love for you standing with us, supporting us, and in many cases leading us. Ons kan so gou vergeet van ons vrouens, dat ons die maas die oumas, die ouma groetjies, die susters en die dogters vandag wil sê ons is baie lief vir julle. Ek sien elke dag op Facebook, YouTube, wat maar niet is vir ons, hoe die vrouens veral in hierdie land kan opstaan. Ek waardeer julle. Ons as mans, ons sê altyd, dit is moeilik om met en sonder julle te lewe, maar ek dink op die einde van die dag, ons mans trek maar agter. Ons het julle nodig. Every woman that gets up in this country empowers a family. But then I would also like to say to the single moms and the single dads out there, you are recognized for what you do in the lives of the future generation. I and many are actually fighting for you. No one else. We want hope in this country. This country needs a bit of good news. There is good news. I've always said that aside from people that are in politics, it's not the politicians that will change this country. It is the people of this country. And I absolutely depend on that. I believe that we can stand together and unite and change. The UIM is not a new kid on the block. Many of you here have been with us since day one. As a leader of this party, as a founder of this movement, I know it's been difficult at times to associate your name with me. I know of many heated debates and people that have lost friends because of me. Just naming and saying that you are in support of Neil de Beer cannot be easy for you. But here's a message to you. I am who I am. I am fallible. But there's one thing that I want to tell you today. You are like my family. Julle is my familie. You have been there on the highs, and you have been there definitely at the lows. But I have always respected you. And no matter where you are, and I meet you in a hall, in a mall, in a street, in a passage, in a restaurant, it gives me absolute satisfaction. It gives me so much energy to meet you, to see you, to hug you, and you inspire me, South Africa, to fight on. We have 76 days to go and again make history in this party to take us to National Assembly. And that is important. So give us your support. If not, at least make the right decision to change. I said yesterday, we don't have poor people in this country. We have the poorest of the poor. This government has failed us. Yes, we were part of it. Yes, we supported it. Many did. Many of us stood with the Mandela era, where we thought that this will bring change and hope. There is not one single person, and including myself, that's not disappointed in the past. Ons moet begin leer dat ons nie die verlede kan verander nie. Ek is trots op my verlede, en daai wat ek nie op trots is nie, is ek bereid om aan te werk. A leader must not be threatened by creating better leaders around him or her. A great leader needs to create better leadership around him or her. I am trying to lead by example. It is not easy. It is like when I decided to give my life to God and to become a son of God. It is not easy. Dit is nie maklik om elke dag 'n ware kind van God te wees nie. But the promise that we've got is that when we wake up the next morning, we can give it another go. That is the promise of this country. That is the promise that on one day, the 29th of May, we will rise and we will be able to change a country that truly deserves it. No matter if you are black or white, or I always look at me and I go, I'm pink, I'm definitely not white. Or you are an Indian community leader or an Indian citizen, but you are not Indian, you are South African. I'm not European, I'm African. I'm proud of my heritage. Maar ek is ook trots om 'n boer te wees. Ek is trots om 'n Afrikaner te wees en ek is baie bloody trots dat ek die taal Afrikaans kan praat. Ek is trots op ons. Ja, baie goed het verander in my kop. Someone said if you can't allow someone to change his mind, how do you ask the same person to change a country? We all need to grow. Then on the matter of Jocelyn, I would like to address the subject of the little girl called Jocelyn. It comes from a small, beautiful town called Saldanha, from an area that I might say that I love, that I'm passionate about, called the West Coast, die Weskus. For a while, I actually stayed in Langebaan. I stayed on the West Coast, and I got used to that community. So hundreds of people have said, but Neil, why did you not go to Saldanha? Why did you not go look for Jocelyn? Fair question. And here's my reason. The reason I didn't go to Saldanha, the reason I also didn't go to Senekal 1 and 2, is because 1, you go there when you are invited. 2, you go there to add value. And 3, if you don't and cannot participate, then don't do it. As a person that is currently involved as a councillor in the city of Cape Town, and also who sits on the Safety and Security Portfolio Committee, and who also belongs to the civilian oversight on law enforcement of the city of Cape Town, you will recognize that the city of Cape Town, the law enforcement entity, decided that we would send support to the Saldanha municipality and also in support of the people. That is how we contribute. But make no mistake, as a dad of a daughter, of sons, and now a granddad, the picture of a Jocelyn and so many other people that are missing, that are feared not to be returned, must keep you awake. So this is a message to anybody and everybody that is in the search of Jocelyn, and so many. If we make a certain matter a political football, when we go to score points so that we can get votes, if you are one of them, and here I tell you, put the shoe on if it fits. As hy skoen jou nie pas nie, loop verby. But I find it very wrong that people would make the life of a child the matter of a poster. I see people jostling, people running, people occupying spaces, but not everyone. There are people that are sincere. The community of Saldanha, the people that stayed as a neighbor, and the people that knew little Jocelyn. If you know where she is, if you know of someone that knows where she is, it is your duty as a human being to let us know. This matter is now in court. I see many movements there. I monitor it every day. But more than that, I pray. Children need the right to grow up in a society of safety. I laugh, not in humor, but in sarcasm at people who thinks that safety and security, access to electricity, water, sanitation, housing, education, and yes, health, medical care, that this is something that we can do without, and that government doesn't have a responsibility to ensure that we get basic human rights. Now, here's a warning to anybody that is currently resident in eThekwini Metro, specifically the people in Phoenix and the people in Chatsworth. I say those two because there was a time that I stood side by side in the days of the looting in court and outside in the streets with the people of Phoenix and Chatsworth. When that community loves you, they love you. And I love that community. Again, there's jostling for political position, but here's the thing. They spent weeks and weeks without water. They are currently without human basic rights in Phoenix and in Chatsworth. And I mention them because it is absolutely horrific what is happening there. And when the people protest, then law enforcement shoots at them. Law enforcement abuse them. Now, I was asked to come there, but then suddenly 8 other political parties decided to intervene. Again, you go where you are needed. You go where you can add value. So I stood back and said, fine, let them occupy that space. But remember one thing. If you don't deliver after you've made a promise, after you have said that you will connect the people's water and that you will give them basic rights, and if you don't do that, then I will come. Because then all the parade, all the media, all the stuff is gone, then I will come and I will stand with that community again. But it's not just Phoenix, it's not just the people in Chatsworth that don't have water and basic rights. It's the country. Now, I can only be at so many places. I can only get to so many. But know this, when I am needed, when I was needed, and when I am, I'll come. I will put everything aside to come. This country is tired. This country is hurtful. This country has reached a point in their life where we cannot trust anybody. Yes, including me, because I'm in politics. But you need to rise up. I stood this week in a community where some houses burned down, where I walked through the smoke and I found little kids and children sitting and having nothing. That brings you down to the ground. That should humble you. But you sit on your ass, you take the money of the people and you call yourself a leader of a community. You are shocking, some of you. And hear me well, there should be an opportunity in the change of the law of this country where if a community votes you in, they can also fire you. A politician should not be an arrogant human being that decides that you are subject to him or her. That's rubbish. That's absolute nonsense. When you become a politician, when you become a councillor, when you become a minister, and especially you, when you become a president, you are a servant. That's right. That's right. You're getting it wrong in this country in politics. You that are in politics, you are not the boss. You are not in charge. You are a servant to the people of this country. And if you don't serve them, and if you don't go out in the middle of the night, and if you don't go and comfort your community in death, in tragedy or disaster, then you must be fired. The problem with the people in this country that are public servants is you have decided you are better than, I am mad about it. Because day and night I am out there. Because I decided to put my photo on a poster. Now, if you put your face to lead a community and you get elected, then you don't have the right to go sit on your backside. No matter the time, if it's 1 in the afternoon or 1 in the morning, when the pipes are burst, when the lights are out, when there's darkness, you, as the leader, should be sitting on the pavement with your people. But you don't. That time has come. The time has come when the community and the country has the right to fire you, the right to let you go, because if you don't serve, jy moet die mense dien, Suid-Afrika. Jy moet hulle dien. The other day I stood in the water-shedded place where my car was underwater. We were trying to help, and a man drove past me when I was outside in the cold, in the absolute floods, trying to push another man's car. And a man stopped and he looked at me and he went, "Wow, Neil de Beer, jy's op die grond." And I say, "Ja." I didn't even think about it. When we had to patrol the gang-infested areas with CRU, when we had to work a year and a half with the police to rid a community of murder, successfully so, we didn't worry about ourselves. We went out to serve our community. Jy's 'n dienskneg. Jy's 'n dienskneg as jy 'n publieke offisier is. We go to home affairs, we go to foreign affairs, we go to council, and if a person sits there who is a civil servant and he doesn't give you the courtesy, he doesn't give you the respect, then name him, report him or her, because they are servants. We serve. The United Independent Movement doesn't mind getting our hands dirty, even if we're 3 councillors. You see, the reason why we were never councillors. We were involved with charity and we were involved with humanitarian service before we became councillors and politicians. You see, I think the problem is, the minute you get the paycheck, the minute you get the office, the minute you get status, then you decide that you are no longer involved with the community. Yes, I went into politics because I thought I could make a difference, and I ran into darkness. I ran into power. I ran into bureaucracy. I ran into people who made politics their career. Now that's where we went wrong. Hoor julle my? Is daar enigiemand daar buite wat my hoor? Is there anybody out there that's listening to me? Ja, ek is Groblersdal toe, want ek is gevra om te kom en ek het mense gekry wat hulp nodig gehad het. Water, 'n drukkie, 'n bietjie liefde deur tralies. Every human being in this country has the right to redeem him or herself. Did you hear me? Everybody can become okay. En dan sit jy met hierdie mense. Is julle reg vir hom? Kan ek maar sê? Michael, kan ek maar praat? Can I talk to you about something that makes me not just sad, but mad? I'll tell you who that is. It's the people that wear the banner as Christians. Ja. Christene, Michael. Christene. See, I don't want to be a Christian. Yeah, I don't. I want to be a son of God. Ek wil 'n seun van God wees. I'm not a Christian. Do you know how many Christians I've met? Christians. Kom met 'n Bybel. En voor jou praat hy van ons eerbare God en dan steek hy jou in die rug. Jo. People that speak about the Bible and they speak about God and how God changed. I can testify. Yeah, I'm still not there. But boy, a great man told me one day the change in that man's life is unbelievable. Oh, was in die donker. Verkeerde goed gedoen. Julle vals Christene. Julle vals profete. Julle wat God spreek en Mammon aanbid, hoor my as 'n seun van God wat elke dag fout maak en elke aand smeek vir vergifnis. Hoor hierdie woorde van Neil de Beer. Jy gaan brand in die hel. Ja, you're going to burn in hell. Because if you speak it and if you talk it and if you live it, like me, en dan sê mense, hou op om God en politiek by mekaar te sit, dan sê ek vir hulle, nee, want al swem ek in die see, al los ek myself in 'n swembad en al daal ek in die donker berge, ek sal God se naam noem, waar en wanneer ek wil. And you can block, delete, smudge, and let me go. But I will not stop saying that this country needs God back. Dis hy. I don't care. Want ek het al te veel goed gedoen wat my op knieë gebring het as om nou weg te loop van my God omdat ek nou charismaties 'n politikus is. Ek gaan nie. I won't. Because forget business, forget politics. I will be there until I die. I won't be in politics until I die. I will be in my God's house. Want almal kan verander, almal kan draai, almal kan saam staan. The people that continually tell me about my past, about history, about the National Party, about MK, about all the horrific stuff, Freemason, what else do you want me to be? If I'm not a member of the Illuminati and the World Forum and the world, ek is ook I'm gay, I'm a liberator, I'm straight as an arrow, I'm a transvestite, and I've been called everything except Dracula. Mense, waar kom julle vandaan? Ek het nie eers tyd om 'n bolognese te maak nie. Ek het nie eers tyd om uit te gaan om 'n breek te vat nie, maar ek is elke ding in die wêreld. Behalwe een ding. 'n normale mens. Must a leader that wants to be a leader, must he be someone that lives in the dark and drinks ox blood en in die aand saag hy katte en hang katkoppe? Mense, kan julle nie aanvaar dat 'n normale boertjie, 'n normale ou, 'n leier kan wees nie? Moet hy 'n demigoog of 'n gorgod wees? Ek verstaan nie daai nie. Can a normal man not be a community man and one day decide that he's going to be a leader? Moet hy iets wees? Must he be a cactus or an octopus? Wat? Ja, mense, my Here hou my vas, want daar's partymal wat ek sit en ek kry boodskappe van Neil is dit, en Neil is dit, en Neil is dit, en Neil is 'n alien, en hy kom van Mpumalanga, en dan kyk ek die mense en dan sê ek, boys, luister gou vir my. Ek het nie eers tyd om meer 'n lekker Oelofbergie alleen te drink. Ek is soveel goed. 'n Draak. 'n Terroris. Nee man, Neil de Beer is een van die mees verveeldste mense in die wêreld. Nie verveeld nie, Michael. Vervelige. Is dit die regte woord? Ek is 'n absolute vervelige mens. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'm an absolute boring human being. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I get dressed to leave at 8. I go to a coffee shop. I have my coffee. I go do my daily work. I get home by 6 or 7 if I don't have a function. I make my own food. And at 10 to 10, I get into bed and I sleep. That's my life. I don't sneak out in the middle of the night and go to an organization where we sit there naked and cut cats and drink blood. Yes, so mense. Ek hou nie van afval nie. Ek eet nie tong nie, want in die koshuis was die tong nog lewendig en die afval, party mense kan hom net nie maak. Can't you get it? I'm a normal guy. I'm a charismatic guy. Yes, I've got a great personality and my staff will tell you I have the best humor on earth. Ek lag my gat af vir mense. When I sit in council, sit in and someone does something funny, I laugh. Ek sê snaakse ou, yeah, I'm old, I'm 55. I've beat cancer 3 times. And I love my country. Ek vloek partymal. Ja, ek vloek. Jammer. Ek is Neil de Beer. Goeiemiddag. My name is Neil de Beer. Good afternoon. Ugamalao, Uscansonso, Ufaco, Utasha, Unausa Italiani Noslanje. Ikaya Untat. My president, my king, my counselor, and my leader is God. The Holy Trinity of God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost. That's my leader. Dis Vrydag. Ek hoor glase klink en ek ruik vuur. Neil de Beer braai. My favourite is skaap chops met 'n vetjie, skaap ribbetjie met sout en suurlemoen. En wragtig 'n dubbel Olofberg en Coke. Ek hou van scramble eiers en toast en ek hou van in die oggend wakker raak en miskien 'n toasted cheese te eet. My favourite kos is tomatiekos, Irish stew en 'n Sondagmaaltyd van rys, vleis en aartappels. Dis hy. Ek het 'n klein seun. Ek is Sondag met hom, ek het 'n dogter, ek het seuns. Ek het 'n familie, ek is okay. Maar partymal voel ek die alleenste mens in die wêreld. I feel alone because you just get alone because there's pressure. Because I take my job serious. I'm willing to die for my country. Again. So fluit. My storie is nog nie uit. Ek het die ander dag toe staan ek in my kombuis. Nou ek weet nie, is dit 'n vrou met die naam van Lorika Rag? Daar was 'n vrou wat 'n liedjie sing. En die liedjie se naam Michael is my ops bestuurder. Hy doen al hierdie goed. Daar's 'n liedjie wat gaan neem my op vlerke. Maar daar's 'n remix. There's a remix of that song. Neem my op vlerke. En daar staan ek in die kombuis. And someone is doing a TikTok of neem my op vlerke. Ek gooi op. Neem my op vlerke. Ja, man. Afrikaans. Daar val Michael van die stoel af. Ja. I want to be president of the Republic of South Africa so that I can build the braai bigger tuinhuis. Dat ons die regte braaidag kan uithaal. Where every race in this country belongs. Where we can fill a room with all races, all religions, all people. En ek kan opstaan en enige ding wat ek wil en sê, ja. I want to go to rugby games. I want to go to soccer games. I want to go to tow track. Gooi. Jekskei. I want to go there. And I want to go to the world. I want to go to Davos. Have you been to Davos? Yeah, that's where the real World Economic Forum is. I want to go to the World Economic Forum. I want to go there. And I want to arrive as the president or the minister or a lady from the Republic of South Africa. En ek wil vir hulle sê, hoor my, julle moer, as julle met ons Suid-Afrika rondneek. Hoor my, ek wil vir hulle mooi vertel, ek wil vir hulle sê, I want to tell them, en dan mense gaan sê, wat is onpredis? Hey, ek maak 'n braai buitekant daai United Nations. Ek sal braai soos ek wil, want daar is Suid-Afrikaners. I will found a South African in every country I will visit in the first 2 years of my presidency, of me being a minister. I don't care. I will visit every country and the first people I will meet will be the people of South Africa in that country. Ja, ons gaan braai. Ja. Because the people that are overseas, the people that are currently the H2As, the people that are working on farms, the people that are divorced, het julle nie gesien hoe huil daai manne nie? Het jy nie gesien nie? Did you not see the people's tears? Het jy gesien daai manne wat oor see moet gaan werk? Het jy gesien die families wat oor see moet gaan? Julian, did you see them? Hoe staan hulle by 'n lughawe en hulle moet vir hulle kinders sê babai. Maar die laities aan hulle pa vashou, maar hy weet hy moet oor see gaan werk, want daar's nie kans vir hom onder hierdie BEE en hierdie ANC nie. There's no chance. And you know what's the worst? Is that the people that were supposed to benefit through black economic empowerment, you were let down as well. Thetha nomhlanje apho sebenza ayikho. Jy kan maar sê wat jy wil. South Africans that left this country didn't leave the country. They went to go work in another place or stay in another place, not because some of them wanted to, but because they had to. But we distance ourselves. Ons noem hulle verraaiers. En kom ons praat gou laastens oor hierdie bloody woord, verraaier. Ja, you like that word, eh? Verraaier. Traitor. Die Afrikaners hou van daai woord. Hoe durf jy 'n appelboom plant langs my? Jy's 'n verraaier. Jy ry 'n Ranger. Jy het daai laks gelos. Jy's 'n verraaier. Jy dra nie jou hoed in die kerk nie. Jy's 'n verraaier. O, jy volg daai man. Jy's 'n verraaier. Verraaier? Jy gebruik 'n woord verraaier. Ek is al 8,754,921 miljoen keer gesê verraaier. Nou kom ons vra gou vir mekaar, as ek nou 'n verraaier is en ek het nou teen die blanke gedraai, ANC toe gegaan, dan is 65% van die mense wat in 1992 ja gesê het, dan is hulle ook verraaiers. Kan ons nie ophou nie. Gaan ons nou verraaiers bly vir die res van ons lewe. So mense kry nie 'n kans om te verander nie. Okay. Dan is daar nie 'n toekoms nie. And there's no future for anybody. Because if you can't change your mind, if you can't realize that things are wrong and disagree, net soos ek. Mense dink ek is 'n persoon wat nie my kop kan verander nie. Ek het 'n IQ man. Ek het besef die ANC is besig om hierdie plek te vernietig. Toe draai ek. Ek staan net teen hulle. Daar's net een pad vir die ANC. En dit is af. Nou sê hulle ek is 'n verraaier. No, I'm not. Ek laat net nie onregverdige sisteme die populasie vernietig nie. Ek het teen apartheid gestaan want dit was verkeerd. Ek staan nou teen die ANC want hulle is verkeerd. Lyk my ek is net altyd deel van iets wat goed begin. En dan is dit verkeerd, nie hierdie keer nie. Ek is ouer, ek is wyser. I want to be part of a system where something works. No one in this country can agree that things are working. Not the black man, not the white man, not the colored man, and not the Indian man. Nie een van hulle. They failed us. Well, what do we do? Give up? Where do we go? There are people in this country called the Khoisan. There are people in this country called the Nama. There are people called the people of the sun. There are people that are called Griqua. There are people that are indigenous. Have we forgotten the indigenous nation of this country? People say we didn't take their land. We murdered them and then we took it. No difference. Die Afrikaner boerevolk in hierdie land het eie reg. So die Xhosa, die Pedi, die Tswana, die Pondo, die Zulu, die Griqua en al die mense wat inheems is. This country does not need a united South Africa. And it also doesn't need a divided South Africa. It needs patriots of South Africa. No, it's not time for a black or a white or a colored Indian president of this country. It is time for a leader that loves his people. Color and race has got nothing to do with your soul. When I decided to fight that every person in this country has the right to vote, it was not about black. It was about dignity. It was about giving freedom to people. That's what I fought for. Now I look at this ANC that I was part of in the young days of Mandela, in that era, and I look at it and I go, wow, you also failed. You failed because you got money, you failed because you got power, and you failed because you think you are better. Well, now I fight you. I might be making a small dent, but a dent is a dent. Because I will not live in an unjust society. Ek gaan nie in 'n stelsel bly wat onregverdig is vir wat enige persoon in hierdie land is nie. Rasisme reverse, rasisme van die verlede is verkeerd. Ons kulture is nie dieselfde nie. Ja, we have a different culture. Yes, we do. We have different cultures, we've got different music, we've got different food, we've got a different language. But that's a cultural difference. It's not a human difference. If we can start respecting each person's culture. Someone said to me something that was incredible, and I'll close with that. He said, what you need in this country is a culture of tolerance. He says, what we need in this country is a culture of tolerance. And I said, no, you're wrong. What we need in this country is the tolerance of culture. I think we've got to be more tolerant of each other's culture. Because then the words on our national emblem, Tri Karateka, will actually come true. And that means, if you don't know, unity and diversity. Eenheid and diversiteit. I love you. I hope that the Friday will bear you well, that you will have an amazing, awesome weekend. I have a family weekend with my children, my people that I'm going to spend some time with. I'm going to meet the public. For the UIM members out there that are doing huge campaigns, that are out there, thank you, and continue and support. We are in election year, 76 days to go. May God bless you. May everybody today recognize that no matter our differences, we love South Africa. Ek gaan nou braai. Wat gaan jy doen? Whatever you're going to do. Cheese and yama, bunny chow. Enjoy it. And I will see you next week. God bless you. And God bless this Republic of South Africa. Here seën jou. En mag God hierdie Republiek van Suid-Afrika seën. I'm out. Bye-bye. God bless. YouTube, bye-bye. Thank you very much. All the people on YouTube, God bless you. Thank you for watching. Ek sien so baie van julle. Gaan nou nie almal groet nie. But thank you. Dankie dat julle by my aangesluit het. Here seën.